what was he doing on these calls, and why so many of them?
It's fair to ask, of course, if it's true. I don't know if it's true. I know it's his reporting. It's the same thing with John Kerry when he was meeting with the Iranian officials after he was out of office. It's fair to ask what's he talking about, and I guess it's fair to ask for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I will say
I should note that Trump called that illegal when Kerry did it. He said it was
okay, and obviously the Trump campaign has put out a statement that it was false. So I'm not sure if it's true or not. But I will say that Mrs. Harris was sent over to stop the war, and shortly after there, Putin invaded, as he did under Obama and Biden. So it's my opinion that the next president, and hopefully it will be Donald Trump, has the ability to speak to Putin. And I know that's a dirty word in a lot of circles, which is sort of ridiculous because you need to be speaking to your enemy, of course. And I think that Donald Trump, as opposed to Harris, has the ability to potentially stop World War III. And that's what I'm betting on.
Well, first of all, she was over there to warn Zelensky about the upcoming invasion, so that's oddly inaccurate.
It's not oddly inaccurate. That's absolutely not true.
No, she was over there to talk. And
she was over there for a show of force to deter Putin from invading.
She was over there to also,
that's why she was there.
People didn't believe that they were going to invade, and they had intelligence, including in the Woodward book, about this. The second thing is, he's a private citizen. He shouldn't be talking to Vladimir Putin. That's just really pretty much basic stuff. He also shouldn't be meeting with other world leaders. He's not been, we have a government that
happens all the time, by the way.
I understand that, but this is a unique situation.
I think also
Does
like an
Obama meet with world leaders?
All the time.
But not in the same
Scott,
fashion.
an adversary, that's the question here. Is
she
an
said
adversary like, well, I'm asking you, an adversary like Vladimir Putin, does that not change the calculus here?
Yeah, I don't love the optics of him talking to Putin, just to be honest.
And by the way, in the middle of a war, there's like a war going on.
But it's not surprising to me that a former U.S. president, Republican or Democrat, would have conversations with world leaders that they had some relationship with. I know the book also, sort of made a big deal out of this idea that he sent these like COVID tests or whatever to Putin. But I've been wondering, the machines. I've been wondering though today, like, what is more concerning, these conversations and these COVID machines, or the fact that we've been sending billions to the Iranians who are now funding terrorism and attacking our biggest ally. And Kamala Harris goes on TV and says this is our biggest geopolitical foe, which it's not. But the relationship between Biden and Obama and Harris and the Iranians, to me, is far more
I just want to
troubling
clarify
than this
here.
Putin issue.
You're talking about the Iran nuclear deal, and you're talking about the unfreezing of Iranian assets. That's not the same thing as Obama sending billions of dollars to Iran.
Well,
but Congressman, I'm curious what you think about all this. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't think he should have been talking to him 7 times. But the bigger issue is, what does he want to do going forward? Because he keeps saying he wants to end the war. Well, what does that mean? Does he mean, okay, we're going to give away a fifth of Ukraine? Because that's what Putin wants. And then if he does that and he ends the war on those terms, then are we going to say, okay, China, if you invade Taiwan, I'll tell you what, you can have a fifth of Taiwan and we'll end the war? He's never answered the question, end the war on what terms? And if he has a solution, then share it with us.
Yeah, I think that that's such an important point because, I mean, look, the retrospective part of this is interesting, but it is a question of Trump has been saying for months that he has some special relationship with Putin, that he would release the political prisoners, that he would be able to solve this war in 24 hours. Let me just play a little bit about what Trump has been saying about his relationship with Putin of late.
I know Putin very well. I have a good relationship, and they respect your president, okay? They respect me. They don't respect Biden. I got to know President Xi of China and Putin of Russia. Got to know a lot of the leaders. They're tough cookies and smart. We have a very good relationship, and I also have a very good relationship, as you know, with President Putin.
I hope we have more good relations.
We're going to have, I see. Yeah, but it takes 2 to tango.
I think the thing that is... It's just incredible. But what is he going to do? What is the actual plan?
Can I say something
is what Americans want to know.
I'll be brief here. The only thing I'll say is that I think the reason why former presidents talking to international and foreign leaders might happen all the time. The difference here is Donald Trump is running to be the president again. And so what conversations is he having after he got out of office, making deals that might be undermining our current government? That is the thing that hasn't really been brought up in this conversation, that makes me very concerned. And I think deserves a bit more scrutiny than for people than an Obama, than a Bush having a conversation with another foreign leader.
So I think it is. I think Roe is correct here, or not correct. Excuse me. I think he has a great point when he's like, "What's the plan?" Right? But it's important to say if you're negotiating something, or if you're going to, let's say he becomes the president and he has to negotiate the end or peace or something like that, you're not just going to throw your plan out there. That is kind of ridiculous
But
that you would say.
don't you think that he owes the American people more details other than saying, I'm just going to snap my fingers and it'll be solved? That is not how. I don't think that passes any kind of leadership test
understand
for
that,
any person, really.
I understand that we want to hear more. I understand Zelensky wants to hear more. But here's the reality, and it's Putin's the devil. People have been saying that for months. If you even said his name, it was bad. You can't talk to him. But the reality is, more likely than not, unless we're in nuclear war, there will be a political negotiated peace settlement. And how that goes down, what it looks like, what the plan is, you can't say it right now because you just don't know. It's unrealistic to say what's your plan for the peace settlement right now. Well, put all your cards on the table right now. It's just unrealistic.
You'd want that specificity from Kamala Harris. And here's the thing.
I don't
either. Let me just say this.
I don't want that.
Let me just say, I am a lesbian from San Francisco, and happy International Lesbian Day today.
Happy International Lesbian Day.
I have to tell you, you may not realize this, but Russia is our enemy. They really, truly are. And you can talk to them. They are. They absolutely are. They do all kinds of discourse. I didn't say you didn't have to speak to them, but you have to understand they are our adversary. They're our absolute adversary. I can't believe I'm more conservative than you on this. So is China.
You aren't more conservative than me. I'm not someone who just has to put a Ukraine flag in my front yard. Because hold on, the reality is, for the last few years, as Roe knows, I've been helping out substantially in that conflict. So I'm trust me when I say to you, I'm more conservative than you. I want to end that. But the reality is, it will be a political solution.
I think
that's what's going to happen.
I think you're both making correct points. I agree with you. They are the enemy, and I agree with you. We do have to talk to them. I think the point Trump has continuously made is, I will command more respect from all parties involved than Harris or that Biden has.